Evening, Chris here again, aka Craig. If you follow MT10 Dark Side on Facebook, you'll see a lot of chat about me and my exhaust woes and trials. So much problems, but I can't make up my mind. Just done the 24,000, I'm on 22,000 miles, I've just done 24,000 mile 4-year service on this, which included the valve clearances, and in doing so my exhaust headers were an absolute shit state. The threads had all corroded, the brackets were actually looking like they were split and about to break. Stainless steel exhaust, it would seem, on the MT10, but steel exhaust brackets, and because they're a complete piece put on before the top of the headers are welded, you can't get replacements. I've got a little bit of something going on that might be a solution to that, but in the meantime bought a pair of R1 titanium headers, exactly the same, direct fit, bolt straight on. Then fitted those, and during the removal of the cat, had an absolute nightmare, and I swore blind that I would never put that back on. It was an absolute bastard to get on and off. So I bought a Leo Vince decap pipe. I was in a bit of a quandary. The bike was in bits. I had no exhaust, had the headers. Company, can't remember their name, but I'll give them a shout up in the credits, as it were. Got a Leo Vince system, the 8099 decap pipe, and the LV10 can out to me next day delivery, so I could get the bike back on the road. But it was loud. Measured it using the track day test, which is 45-degree angle from the tip of the exhaust, level with the tip of the exhaust, and half a metre away, and I clocked up 111 decibels on that, which is loud, but it's not obnoxiously easy for me to say, not obnoxiously so, but noticeable. You can see here, this is where my bike's kept. Little one's bedroom's up there. Getting it out in the morning, it reverberates around the back here, and I drive into work each day where there's a high presence of law enforcement, shall we say, and turns a few heads. I'm just like, that's got to go. It was on for 200 miles, 2 weeks. It's off, sold now. So in the meantime, I got chatting to a Belgian friend who's fitted the R1 cat. And I will show you that later, because that's what we're talking about. But for now, this is a quick video, although the introduction's been massive. This is a video of why I've installed the cat from an R1. I've got the R1 can on it temporarily, and unsurprisingly, rather surprisingly, it actually looks really good. So we'll flip over to the non-selfie cam. Enough of my mugshot, and we'll have a look at the bike. So there it is, that's my beast, pride and joy. Got a bit of lens flare coming on there from somewhere. Sun's setting, but this is my beast. R1 titanium headers, R1 cat, R1 exhaust. The R1 cat is titanium skinned. It's got a direct flow port as well as the catalytic converter side of things as well, so it's more freer flowing with a smaller X up, and I'll do a shot down the exhaust in a minute for you to see. Price wise, MT10 cat I think is 1,300 quid to buy new from somewhere like Fowler's at Bristol, or the R1 cat there is 1,700 quid, and you'll see why the prices are so different. I managed to pick this one up with the exhaust for 60 quid off eBay. I haven't got the X up fitted at the moment. I've had that deactivated in the ECU, so there's no point in me fitting the cables to get the X up back on, which is part of the plan, just to make the bike a bit more noise friendly. But you do need the R1 X up cables, and I'll get the cat and we'll start there. So here's the R1 cat. You may notice it's not the one I've taken off my bike. I've got two. I bought one, again got it for a great price, and then it didn't have the covers or anything on it, and I thought, well, I ideally want a can on it. I've got one on order, but I need something to fit on it, and I saw the one that I've currently got advertised as well. So really bought that just for the can and the side panels. So I've got this one spare. It'll be going for sale soon, but I've just kept hold of it just to do this video. See them come up quite often. It looks a bit tatty, but this is brand spanking. I mean, it hasn't got any corrosion or anything at all on it. It's got the brand new, trying to get you to see, brand new exhaust gaskets. I mean, these are nearly 50 quid a pair. They're about 26 quid each just for these gaskets. I paid 45 quid for that all in all. So you got your money's back just on the gaskets. And if you didn't want it for anything else, you can take it to a scrappy and cash in the precious metals inside. Plus it's titanium skin. It'll be worth a few quid on scrap. But probably won't be now, I've told everyone. But there it is. It weighs a fair bit still. I've not weighed it in comparison. It is lighter than the MT10 cat. The main glow bolts straight onto your headers, uses the existing exhaust mounts. Got the X up bolted in here. But what I want to show you is if I can get the camera down there. I'm going to have a fiddle here, bear with me, ladies and gents. Might have to zoom in. Might even have to get a torch in there. So here you can just about see it. Yeah, you can see it quite clearly, I think. That is the direct flow port. So in the actual cat itself, you've got catalytic converter there, and then you've got like a free flow port here, which is what then comes out here. You can see where it comes in up here and comes out. So that's almost like your straight through pipe, as it were. The rest of it is regulated back pressure and catalyzed, I think is the word they use. The gases are catalyzed inside, and then it comes out, and you see the X-up valve is a lot smaller than the MT10 one. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that. But what we do is, what it does is allows for freer flowing gases. It gives it a deeper tone, and I'll start it up and let you hear it as a comparison. But bear in mind, this is on a mobile phone, and generally they sound a bit shit, but we'll give it a whirl. I'm going to pause it because I haven't got my key. So the phone's about a metre away. This is X-up's wide open on this. Shut the door so I don't make the kid. So the X-up's wide open. I'll show you that now because you can see it clearly here. There's a bit of wire through the X-up around this bracket where that holds the X-up cables in place. It's 3 power gains. I think it was Andy from Junction 33 dynoed a MT10 with just a slip-on can. So from that was stock. He disabled the X-up, wired it open, and with no other changes the bike made more power. So it's 3 horses, and it makes it sound a lot, because X-up on modern bikes now is just for noise regulations. The EU test for exhaust noises cuts off, I think, at 5,500 revs. So it's no coincidence that the X-up valve opens just after that. So the modern bikes, it's purely for noise. The older ones, it used to increase the back pressure at low revs and help with low end torque. But now it's just purely for noise, as evidenced by Andy's test, where he's just removed it and it's improved the airflow of the bike. So this is X-up open, R1 can, R1 cat, R1 headers. That was just a quick tweak of the floor. I don't want to give it too much beans because I've got neighbours behind me. It's It's approaching 8:30 in the evening. Kids are in bed, but I don't know what it's going to sound like so it's done on a phone, but that's it started up sound wise. Things to note when fitting it, if you're going to go down this route, and I think again my Belgian friend Norbert I've had a few chats with loads of people on Facebook and the like. Some of them turn into real lengthy conversations and end up picking up the phone. The MT10 Dark Software, great page, really good blokes in there and lasses. But he's done this, and he was saying that you need to, with original rear sets, you need to be mindful of this plate here. It needs some mods to the bracket. Now I've obviously got Bonamici rear sets fitted here, and I was able to move mine just up a notch, which cleared the heat shield and allowed the brake to be applied. Because they're MT10 rear sets, the exhaust hanger is designed to sit where the original MT10 hanger sits. So if you put a R1 link pipe or R1 cap on your MT10, you've got a higher sweep angle, so your exhaust isn't gonna hang on there. So you need to you're probably going to have to manufacture a bracket for your exhaust, unless you go stubby can that just bolts straight on. Most MT10 cans will fit an R1, and most R1 cans will fit an MT10 on the stubby front. Like I say, if you go bigger, you might have to mod your exhaust bracket. I've actually managed to move mine, and it's by pure chance it's all lined up perfectly, and I'll show you that. But these are original rear sets, and I think I worked out that they sit about there, which is going to be way too low and smack onto there. So in fact, what I'll do is I'll take these off and show you. So here we go. Here's my rear sets. The exhaust hanger is supposed to bolt onto there, which would see that sat back, this end bit sat back about an inch. But what I've done is I've managed to fit it into one of the holes. So with a torque down and some Loctite, that's not going anywhere, especially when it's bolted onto there. But if I can sort of get those out of the way and put them on, they are going to hit massively. They're already clamped down here, so you have to cut quite a big section of this away. Guy Norbert's done it. It looks smart, and it would look even better when these are painted up black. But that's the original position there. So the brake lever's fine, no issues there, but it's just this bracket here, the footrest on there. So I think he's cut out a little bit of an angle. Also, you lose the exhaust bracket here, because that's going to be no good. As you can see, MT10 MT10 foot hangers and the exhaust don't line up. Now though, I haven't done this, but there's absolutely no reason why, because we've got the same frame, there's absolutely no reason why fitting a set of R1 rear pegs, rear sets wouldn't work. That would line everything all up. They're black anyway. Everything would line up perfectly. You could fit whatever exhaust you wanted, no messing around. Just note that when you fit the R1 rear sets, you need the R1 rear master cylinder. And I think you need something this is a shameless plug, but you'll lose the original brake switch capability, I believe, because there's no it's a different switch and there's no cruise control in the R1. So if that is the case, and I might be wrong, if that is the case, I make a pressure switch, off the shelf hydraulic pressure switch, banjo bolt, MT10 by 1.25. This fires into a relay which simulates the two separate circuits of the original operation. So if that is the case, there is a workaround. I'll knock them up and sell them out for 40 quid. But that's how it would go. So I've not had to make any mods because I've got the rear sets, the brackets lined up nicely. I've been quite fortunate in that respect. But I had to move these up and back a bit to get them to fit, because on these ones the brake pedal was hitting. But so it all works. It's good, and I really like the sound. I really like the aesthetics. It's a lot quieter, but you still get that raw. Be interested to see what it sounds like when I get the new Austin Racing cam put on. Probably do an update to the video then. But that is hopefully everything you need to know about fitting the R1 exhaust. I mean, that's a complete R1 exhaust system on here now. Headers, cat, exhaust. You'll need to mod the exhaust bracket, as I've already said. You'll need the R1 exit cables, which are longer, so they need to be rerouted differently. So rather than bring them down here, you need to loop them round here to take up the slack, because they come in at this angle through here rather than them up this angle on the OEM, on the MT10. Think I'm waffling a bit now. Can't think of anything else that I've missed in relation to this. That's it. I hope it's been of interest to some of you. If not, well, it's kept me entertained for 20 minutes with a cup of tea in the back garden in the sun. Until the next bore, goodbye.